Hey, what is up guys? I'm Ironiq, back with another video. In this video, I will be spending 500 days on the Poke Saga server. I've previously spent 100, 200, 300, and 400 days here. So if you haven't seen those, you definitely should. Otherwise, this video might be a little confusing. A lot of you probably already know this, but here's what I did in 400 days. The main thing I did was get a full team of evolutions. I then got every single one of them to level 100. I also completed a total of 30% of the Pokédex. And last but not least, I dug a massive hole by my base for no reason whatsoever. Don't ask any questions. Now, here's what I want to accomplish in 500 days. First, I want to dig even more massive holes by my base. As I said before, don't ask any questions. Next, I want to catch lots and lots and lots of new Pokemon for my Pokédex. I also want to get at least top 3 in one of the server boss battles. And last but not least, I want to chill and have fun. Because if you guys don't know, this is the final episode of this series. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the final 500 days. Wait, but first, did you guys know that only 89% of people watching this video are subscribed? I'll give you a total of 5 seconds to subscribe. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now that you're subscribed, let's get into the video. Day 401, I immediately headed straight down into the massive hole to finish it off. Cause if you don't remember, I actually didn't finish mining it all the way down to bedrock. But while doing this, I ran into one big problem. I no longer had a good enough pickaxe to insta-mine, and I wasn't about to mine all of this with such a crappy pickaxe. So I threw the trash pickaxe out on the floor where it belonged. Day 402, I began collecting everything I would need for a level 30 enchant table. Once I had everything, I began building it. I then made a lot of diamond pickaxes and began enchanting them all. I had a total of 73 levels, so I was able to enchant quite a bit of the diamond pickaxes. Once I enchanted all I could, I began combining them to make lots and lots of efficiency 5 diamond pickaxes, which, if you didn't know, you need to insta-mine. You also need a beacon, but I already had one of those, if you guys didn't see me get that last time. Day 403, I finished off mining hole number 1 all the way down to bedrock. While doing so, I ran into some lava, which was quite annoying, but by day 405, the massive hole was finished. I then bought some glass to put over the top of it, and then placed oak logs around it, and I think it turned out pretty dang cool. Day 406, I began marking out the next hole with oak logs. I then dug down to place my beacon, and while doing so, I may have almost burnt myself alive. Yeah, that kind of hurt. Once I had the beacon placed, I headed to the top and began digging out all the dirt. Once all the dirt was gone, it was now time to mine stone all the way down to bedrock. And you may think this was very, very boring to do, but it's actually quite satisfying. Day 508, I was still mining hole number 2. While doing so, I found a zombie spawner, which made it very annoying to mine because these zombies just kept trying to come eat me. But I didn't let them, don't worry. Day 411, I got a skill key from mining, so I headed to warp crates to use it. I used it and got 25k. Yeah, I'd say that's pretty dang good. That's definitely a win. Day 413, I was again still mining, and I ran into lots and lots of lava, which made this process take a lot longer than it should have. I had to keep covering the lava with cobblestone, then mining it again and again. I also burnt myself with lava lots of times during this process. But finally on day 423, the second hole was dug all the way down to bedrock. The lava definitely slowed me down a lot. Day 424, I covered the top of the hole with glass. We now had 2 out of the 4 holes done. Day 425, I began marking out hole number 3 with oak logs as I did in the previous ones. Once I had it marked out, I dug straight down and began placing the beacon. On day 426, the beacon was done. But while placing the beacon, I got another skill key. So I headed to warp crates to use it. I used it and got 100 tokens. not too bad. Our luck is actually pretty good so far this episode. I then headed back home and began digging up all the dirt. Day 427, all the dirt was dug, and it was now time to mine lots and lots of stone once again. And as always, this process took quite a bit. But luckily, this time I didn't run into any massive lava pools. Thank God. And because of that, it didn't take as long as the last one did. Day 430, the third hole was all dug out to bedrock. I then, as always, bought some glass and started covering the hole. Once I finished, I took a look. And it looked pretty dang cool. As always, 3 holes down, just 1 more to go. So without wasting any more time, I immediately headed to the 4th hole, dug straight down to place the beacon. And while doing this, I ran into some lava, which meant this 4th hole was going to be a big pain to do. So on day 431, I headed up to the surface and began digging up all the dirt. By day 432, all the dirt was gone, and it was now time to mine lots and lots and lots of stone yet again. But this time, for the last time. By day 437, most of the stone was dug out, and I was so close to being done. But I then ran into all of the lava, which, as I said earlier, is very, very annoying to deal with. I had to keep placing cobblestone, breaking it, place more cobblestone, break it, more cobblestone, break it. Yeah, I think you get the point. Finally, by day 440, it was all done. There was just one thing left to do. So on day 441, I covered the final hole with glass. I did it. I dug 4 huge holes next to my base that go all the way down to bedrock, and it looked pretty amazing. It took a long time, but I think it was worth it. Just look at these beauties. I mean, you may think it was a big waste of time, but hey, I mean, it probably was, but I like it. So day 442, I had yet another skill key to use. So I headed to warp crates to use it. I used it and got 2 common held items. Yeah, not too good. Day 443, I ran into a couple people by my base who proceeded to show me all of their cool Pokemon. And the only cool Pokemon I had to show them was my Moltres, which isn't very cool compared to everything they had. I mean, just look at all these cool Pokemon. My favorite one they had was this Genesect. Just look how cool this thing looks. A few of them then wanted to battle, so I first started by battling Man Like Bob. What a great username. Anyways, back to the battle. He absolutely destroyed me, so there's no point of showing it. My next battle was against Miller. Yet another great username. The battle started and was over very quick because I once again got destroyed. I then battled yet another person who goes by the name of Brit Bulldog. I started off with my Moltres, and they started off with their shiny Grimmsnarl, which looked pretty dang cool, to be honest. And to my surprise, my Moltres actually took it out. He then pulled out an Alakazam, which ended up destroying my Moltres. I then used my Tyranitar, which ended up taking out his Alakazam. He then threw out a Silvally, I don't know how to say it, which ended up taking out my Tyranitar and my Seismitoad. So I switched out to my Delmise, but as I did that, he threw out his legendary Pokemon, which is a sick legendary, by the way. And somehow my Delmise actually ended up taking it out. He then threw out Silvally. I really suck at Pokemon names once again, which ended up taking out the rest of my team. Yeah, I did lose, but it definitely was the closest fight of the 3. Day 446, I started an insane Poke hunt. I needed to find a Dusclops, so I headed to the Nether where they spawn. While being in the Nether, I also used this time to catch new Pokemon for my Pokédex. I caught Pokemon such as Duskull, Impidimp, Magmar, and much, much more. I then found some random clothes that were rudely thrown on the floor, so I picked them up and threw them on. I looked good. After lots and lots of searching and many, many days later, on day 458, I finally found a Dusclops, which was very surprising to me because I didn't actually think I was going to find one, because usually in these insane hunts, I don't normally find even one. I threw some Ultra Balls at it and eventually caught it, but it did not meet the requirements of the Poke hunt, which wasn't surprising. Day 460, I felt like I caught most of the Pokemon I could here, so I headed to the end, because I felt like there were some Pokemon here that I haven't caught yet, and boy was I right. I caught Pokemon such as Elgyme, Bronzer, Hatina, Gothita, and much more. Day 467, I found a present thing, and if I collected all of them in the end, I'd get a reward. So I went looking for all of them. Many days later, on day 475, I only ended up finding a few of them. And I legit searched like everywhere in this end for these stupid presents. Like either I suck at searching or they are really good at hiding them. But if I had to guess, it would probably be the first one. Day 483, I went to the beach to again catch some Pokemon for my Pokédex. I caught Pokemon such as Pachurchin, Remoraid, Finian, and much more. Many days later, on day 497, I had a total of 40% of the Pokédex completed. I'd say that's pretty good. Day 498, there was just one last thing to accomplish. Place top 3 in a server boss battle. So as soon as I saw the world boss in chat, I immediately clicked it. The world boss ended up being a Metagross. I used my Moltres most of the time to take it out, but the Metagross was very powerful and was a pain to fight. Midway through the boss battle, the scoreboard popped up, and to my surprise, I had 8 kills and was in 3rd place. But lots of people were very close behind me, so I needed to keep battling and not make any big mistakes. Lots of battling later, the world boss was defeated, and I ended up placing 3rd. We did it. We got top 3 in a world boss fight. Barely. There was a lot of people close to me. Since I got top 3, I also got a master key for it. So I headed to Warp Crates to use it. I used it and got a random Pokemon from it. I tried looking for the Pokemon it gave me, but I could not find it. It was kind of confusing since I had so many different Pokemon in my PC from catching all of them this 100 days. Day 499, I went around my base showing off everything you guys have built. We have built a massive city here. So thank you guys for joining me on this adventure. It's been very fun. And just like that, it was day 500. We did it. We spent a total of 500 days on the Pokesaga server. I hope you guys did enjoy the video and the series as a whole. It's been a fun time on the Pokesaga server, and I want to thank you all for watching and joining me on this adventure. Make sure to subscribe and turn on post notifications to keep up to date with my future videos. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. Peace.